This is Under Pressure After Hours, sitting down with the crew, talking shop, jobs, and life. I'm John, alongside Keith, Bailey, and our new guy.
My name's Logan, and I've been working here 5+ years.
Very good. All right, so what's happening this week? We got our night job canceled, which is always a blessing and first.
We had a night job last night too. Little tap.
Yep, that's right. Adrian went and got that one done. We got South Carolina coming up next week. Big job for Logan.
I'll be taking lead on that.
Yeah, some big line stops. That'll be good. We got warm weather finally.
Not in the morning time.
Not in the
I don't
morning.
know what's going on.
Yeah, in North Carolina weather, it's up, down, cold, warm. But soon enough, it'll be hot. Y'all be complaining about it.
Yeah, then I'll be wishing for the winter.
All right. Heck yeah. We got our new fork lift the other day.
We got new uniforms.
Yeah.
Those are gonna be. I feel like those are gonna be kind of hot in the summertime though.
Yeah.
They're
But you're gonna look good being
Yeah.
hot.
Look good doing it. Look hot while being hot.
Right. It's the small things.
Look hot like being hot. Okay.
Anything bad going on? Core board blowing up on
Oh yeah, yeah. So we were in. I think we were up around the Charlotte area, and we were trying to make a tap, and the core board wouldn't cut on. So we went and changed it at a battery place. Finally got it to cut on, and I called Keith, freaking out because it was blowing clouds out and then shaking, jumping all over the truck. And he just told me to leave it running, so I left it running. Everything was smooth, and then the Hispanic guy out there told me that the truck was on fire, and it was shooting flames out of the exhaust.
Oh, jeez.
But we got the tap done, so that's all that matters.
But the tap
That's
got
all-
done.
That's all that matters.
Had to douse it with water, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had the guys out there completely covered in the water because they were worried it was going to catch on fire while we were driving down the road.
Jeez. Oh man. What about the 8-inch line stops we tried to do the other day, or 6-inch with the pivoting heads,
Yep.
and it wouldn't go in the pipe?
Well, that was the first time we've ever used that unit
Yeah,
or that style of unit.
probably should have done a dry
I
run at
had
the
the
shop.
hydraulic units on my side, and they shut down just fine.
You had a good shutdown.
But those pivoting heads, we just don't know enough about them.
Yeah, we tried to do 2 6-inch line stops, brand new equipment, just winging it.
Mhm.
To be honest, we should have dry runned it at the shop, and so when we do our line stops, numbers on the shaft, where you're going in, you got to hit a number so it's in there, and it kept coming up 4 inches short and just dead stopped, and couldn't get it to basically turn into the pipe, and ended up bringing out some other units. Well,
I'm not saying.
taking the units off what you used and brought out there and got it done. So we're going to dry run that equipment in the shop and figure out what's,
I should have grabbed the line stop. We should have grabbed the head.
yeah,
Spoiled it.
good have. Next one, we'll bring a head out, show everybody. I did want to give some shout outs. The Piping Academy, they put out some pretty cool animations about piping. Funny videos, but informative. At Metro Pipe, they're out of Jersey. They do a lot of
I think I've seen them before.
yeah, they do a lot of taps and pipe work.
That's on social media.
Yeah, that's on Instagram. George Mumby, he was a guy out of the UK. I had a good conversation with him last week. Does the same stuff, but over in London and Saudi. And then Main Break Brotherhood, another good person to follow. They do a lot of pipe work.
I'll have to give them a follow.
Yeah, you
I'm
will.
not a social media person, but I will for them.
Right. Let's talk about fears on the job. Like biggest fears when you guys roll up on the job site. What's you got a lot of things going through your head. What's one of y'all's fears?
Trench caving in,
Oh.
getting hit by a machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's none of that. My fear is not being ready when I get there and you got to wait for 10 hours. It's like I
Big
did this
fear.
week.
Like you
So
did this week for what, 9 hours?
we got there at 9 a.m. and we sat in the truck until 7 o'clock until I was told to pull off.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. They
They
couldn't get
kept
the.
telling me, he kept telling me every 3 hours, all right, man, it'll be about 45 minutes to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I said, all right, man, cool. And then Keith called me finally at like 2:30. He said, hey, man, I got up with the guys out there. They said it'll be like 45 minutes to an hour. I said, yeah, I heard that 4 times. And after that, from 2:30 till 7, we did absolutely nothing. And we sat in the truck for 10 hours.
Jeez.
Well,
That's a fear,
but they did buy us Bojangles.
Hey,
So
there you go.
That was plus up.
that may be the next pressure test question. Bringing up some food questions.
Fast food. After all the fast food we've had. Oh.
That's why some of us look like we need to go on a diet, right?
Oh man, that's a different segment. Keith, what's one of your fears?
Going out
One of
in the
my
field.
fears is I fear every day how many phone calls I'm going to get from the guys because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
This is a big fear.
But we got good guys here. They seem to work through everything once
Yeah.
they figure it out. Once they, they think about it.
I try to only call Keith when it really hits the fan.
Right. Usually when you forget something at the shop,
Yeah.
you're 3 hours away.
That's only when I work with Keith.
Especially when what you fear about most of all is every morning when everybody gets everything ready, they say they got everything on the truck that they need, and then to get to the job that's 3 hours away.
And then you don't have a pilot.
Oh, we forgot the pilot bit,
Yeah.
or we forgot the cutter.
So the time me and Keith, we drove somewhere and we got about halfway there and we're like, dude,
We forgot the
we don't
pilot.
have a pilot. And then we drove all the way back, got back to the job, and we didn't even have a cutter.
Oh my god.
We had a pilot, no cutter.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Mine's pipe saws. That about 15, 20 years ago, I was on a job site and we'd put line stops in. They were cutting a pipe, and then this guy was going to town on cutting the pipe, and it kicked back, and it got him, and it split his shirt. Luckily it was wintertime. He had 3 or 4 jackets, and it split it. It cut him across the chin, and ever since then, I can't watch.
No, yeah. Whenever they
can't
start
watch.
cutting, I go sit in the truck or I step
Yeah.
away. I can't.
Yeah,
I've seen that too.
it's terrible. But you gotta be aware of that. Tire blowouts, those aren't a fear.
We had one about a month ago,
Yeah,
15 minutes away from the job.
that's right.
My back right tire blew out.
And I'm always the guy in the truck that the tire blows out on. 20,
Why is
20
that,
plus
Logan?
times. No clue.
If it's
Every time it
if
blows
it's air
out.
compressors, truck tires, trailer tires.
Yeah.
What about the time Ricardo and I went to Virginia? That's about what, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even get out of the state of North Carolina, and we had 2 blowouts
Yeah. Yeah, on that trailer.
on the trailer.
Yeah, we've learned a lot over the years. We did what we do, like 36-inch stops in Myrtle Beach,
Yeah.
and what's his name? Shoot, I can't remember his name.
Andrew?
Andrew, there you go. He was driving the trailer, and all you see is the trailer going like this, and then
Fish
finally it
tailing.
just blew the tire out. Yeah. We've been fortunate enough. Truck breakdowns are few and far between. We don't have too many of those.
Except for the time that we had the old GMC utility body and it wouldn't crank up. So we had to stick a metal T-handle in there on the starter and nearly kill ourselves to get it to crank
Trying to
up.
get a spark.
Yeah.
Right.
Another fear of mine is like whenever we're working next to the road and they don't have a lane closure,
Yeah,
and these cars are just
zooming
zipping by
Yeah.
because they don't care.
No, people don't care.
They got somewhere to be. They don't care what we're doing.
Not at all. Yeah.
That's another fear.
No matter how big those cones are, they just keep
They need to
flying
at
by.
least shut one full lane down and have the sign holders out there slowing them down and
Traffic
whatnot.
control.
Yeah, I think that's something that could be better.
Can we put that in the contract?
Good.
Like that's like the one me and Bailey did the other day for
Yeah.
these people in that rich little town.
Oh,
Remember we were
what town
literally
is that?
there wasn't even a lane closure, and I had to wait to open my door because the cars were probably this close,
yeah.
Really?
You got-
passing by, and they refused to get a lane closure.
and you get dump trucks going by and 18-wheelers driving by, and they're not slowing down.
And then
Yeah.
their hole was like 9 foot deep, and they said, "Why do you need a trench box.
I got out.
And the hole was straight up and down.
I said, dude, I got out because Logan was trying to get out of the truck.
I
And
could
was
barely
already
get out.
And I was like, dude, we're not hopping in there. I'm sorry, we're not.
Yeah.
And then we had to wait, what, 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, look, 2 hours is worth my life. That's fine with me.
Yeah, we laugh about it, but we've come a long way with safety. You know, these contractors we do work for have finally, in the past 10, 15 years, really dug deep and no pun intended, dug deep and really got down with safety.
Well, OSHA's expanded a lot here recently, too.
Yeah.
And I've seen them on the job site a time or two.
Yeah. Fears of sleeve leaking or anything like that?
Not too much.
Now, my big fear is a badly welded sleeve.
Yeah, we've
Right.
had a few that are just
We did those 8-inch and where you screw the cork stop in. We used 2 or 3 sleeves. All 3 of them leaked.
Mm.
We had to keep going back to the shop. Eventually, we just brought like 4 back out with us. And one of them worked.
One of them worked. Yeah.
Or the time we went down to Savannah, 16-inch valve insert, and you put the saddle on the pipe, and it's just seesawing like that. I'm like, well, we'll
Right.
try.
Yeah, it was a manufacturer defect.
Yeah.
And there was the one time me and Bailey, this is like when I first started, we went down to South Carolina and they dug up a power line in our hole and they told us there was like 100,000 volts running through it and it was sparking behind us and we
Oh,
were
shit.
working on water and we were maybe 4
Let's
feet,
say
5
the
feet
back
from
of the
it.
tap machine, the handle was right here. That power line was probably right here.
Really?
Yeah, and they were working on it and sparking while we were cutting water.
Yeah, I still remember that. We did 20-inch stops on steel pipe one time. And it was one at the far end where if you touched, I forget if you were on the pipe and you touched the ground
I
or
was
something.
there.
Oh, was that in
I
South
remember.
Carolina the
No,
night?
no,
Yeah.
no.
We were there at night, and Tristan kept getting electrocuted.
We all did. We all got electrocuted. Nobody could figure out what was going on.
That was bad. That was a bad time. Right. Another big fear is building our heads out right.
Oh.
Like you go in, you get your ID, you put the right cup on there, you put the right cheaters, you feel confident, and you go out there and it doesn't shut down, and everybody's like, oh, it's your line stop, and it's just like
We're always the first people to blame.
Yeah.
That's what I hate the most. We're
your
always
valve
the first
insert,
people to blame.
your line stop. It's like, hold on.
And then you go down the road a little bit, and they got like a 6-inch line tied in that they never
Yeah.
shut down.
Yep.
Or nobody knew about.
Or they just didn't. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to bleed down. They're like, it's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, what about that one we did was on worked 36 hours straight?
Oh, up
And
in
they found-
Virginia.
yeah, in Virginia where they found
And
out
then
that
the
there was no line tied in.
Yeah, the guy came in. So we've been there like since the day before.
Yeah.
Next crew comes in. The guy goes, yeah, I think there's a valve out there. He goes out. He chisels the asphalt out, finds the lid, opens it up, shuts right down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a long day. That's probably the longest we've ever worked.
Yeah, 36
I
hours.
mean, I was at 37, but that's fine.
I hear you.
That was a pointless job, though. We did a double 24 in Charlotte, and they wanted me to stay on site
Right.
the whole night just in case something happened.
They wouldn't even let them get food.
No, I looked at him. I said, dude, I'm pulling off. I'm going to go
Really?
get food. He said, dude, you're good. Go ahead. I don't know who told you that. He said, well, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're all right. Valve inserts, that it's along the lines of, oh, your stuff's not working. Valve inserts is they work different than regular gate valves,
Mhm.
and these guys are always like, I don't want to break it. And these shafts are like 1.5 to 2-inch thick, shafts, and you're just like, you break it, we'll replace it. We've never had anybody strip one out, break, but they don't work. Valves that you buy and purchase are tested at the factory. They're 100% working. Valve inserts are built around existing pipes, so the characteristics of dirt in the line, the shavings from the cut. There's so many factors that can
That's
keep you
what
from getting 100%.
That's what we were explaining to them guys yesterday because they were worried about that 12 shutdown we put in, and we told them to work it a couple of times, go up and down, go up and
There's a
down.
little bit of buildup in the pipe, but
And it was cast iron, so they're bad
Yeah.
on the inside.
that's like the team sleeves. They're always inspected by some guy named Bob. Shout out Bob, whoever he is.
Right.
Whoever Bob is, man.
Inspected by Bob. Yep. But we always get with valve inserts. We always get your valve's not working. Oh, what's your blow off? You open a hydrant? No, we just cut a slit in the pipe. It just takes a little bit more than a little tiny slit
Especially if it's
to
on
drain
sewer. Like we were doing the double eights down the road, and it was such a nasty sewer line that they would slit the pipe and the toilet paper would block the slit. And I'm like, y'all got to cut some more.
Sometimes that helps though.
Yeah.
Our line stops.
We've probably seen everything in the pipes, haven't we? In sewer pipes, everything but body parts.
Everything but body parts
That you know of.
that I know of.
Right.
They're probably in there.
And we did some line stops down in a little bit south of here, and they were saying they pulled a 5-gallon bucket out of the pipe, all kinds of stuff. Like,
How do you even get a 5-gallon bucket in the
Right.
pipe?
like I guess no inspectors. They just
I guess if they joint the pipe together and someone just slipped the bucket in there at the time, I was like,
find some crazy stuff.
and then they'll blame it on our line stops.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was at a 20-inch on the steel pipe where we were getting electrocuted.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't get that one line stop.
It's because somebody had come in there prior and they did a tap and they left the coupon in the bottom of the pipe.
After
Oh,
like
I
an
remember
hour,
that.
they're like, "Oh yeah, we did a tap right there. We lost the coupon."
And
Really?
they had it, what did they do? They cut it out or something. Then they had the guy welding
Mm-hmm.
like
Mhm.
underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That poor fellow.
that was a long day too. All right, guys, it's time for the pressure test. We'll give you a scenario this time. We'll see how you'll handle it.
Let's start with Logan.
Start with Logan. All right, Logan.
All right.
Since you
His
Yeah.
legs bouncing over here. He's nervous.
he's already nervous. All right, so what would you do? Type scenario. You ready?
Mhm.
Regular side tap, nothing fancy. Regular side tap. Seems like it's going good. Machine's cutting good. Sleeve starts leaking. What do you do?
I've never been in that case. I guess I'd probably finish that.
Just finish it.
Finish that.
Cocky.
Mistake number one. Keep going.
Finish that and pull it out, and I don't know. I honestly I wouldn't know. But what would it be leaking from?
Just between the pipe and the sleeve.
Tighten it down.
Hey, there you go. Tighten it down.
Tighten it down. See if it holds. If not, there's a hole in the pipe.
Right, I did my job.
I did my job.
See you guys.
There's a hole in the pipe.
Yeah, try tight.
I don't know. I mean, you couldn't go back. I mean, especially if it started leaking. So I mean, there's already a hole in the pipe. You might as well finish it, and then tighten it up. Maybe.
I did that though
Hopefully.
when I left the plug out. When I did my first
Oh.
tap, the guy's like, "Well, I need the tap anyway. Just finish it." So I went from a
You talking
tiny
about
little
the
hole
plug
to
in the back?
No, I'm
The-
talking about the
the
test
test
port
port.
plug.
test port.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot the plug. But yeah, I mean,
Somebody else did that.
Andrew did
Andrew did that.
Yeah.
Andrew did that.
it. They all came back just soaking wet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Mm,
oh,
I've
we
never
forgot the
done
plug.
that, God forbid. That's like whenever we train the new guys. I'm like, look, dude, I don't care what you do, how long it takes, put that port back in before you tap.
Plug back in
Right.
that test port.
or like when we had another guy working here, and he put the cap back on the team, but he didn't put the pin back in the team, and we had to go running the pins. So we went to take the caps off, and the
Yeah.
cap shot off like a bullet,
Oh,
I remember that.
and we split the pilot in half that day too. So
Yeah, that was at the college at NC State.
mhm.
All right, Bailey, this one's yours. You're on site waiting for a tap to get ready. Crew is working, but doing it wrong. You keep correcting them every step. Finally, one snaps and says, "Mind your business." What do you do?
Throat punch him.
What would I want to do?
All right, yeah. What would you want to do versus what
want
you
to just
can
look.
do?
I'm just gonna pull off.
Yeah.
But no, I'd probably, we go by our calendar and you got a contact up there. And normally the contact is there higher up.
Mhm.
You got to contact the higher up and just let them look. I mean, dude, they're not doing it right. They
Yeah.
don't want me to help. So, I mean, I'll test it. Like, say they're putting let's say it's a side tap.
Yeah.
And I go down there, I test it and it's leaking. Told you so. But, I mean, really at that point, there's not really, because they're hiring us.
Yeah.
So there's nothing much you really could do besides contact their higher up.
Right.
Or just call Keith. Let him
Or,
handle it.
yeah. Let keep right. I had that happen one time on we put 2 line stops in, and they were sleeving in, cutting in the valve or sleeving in something, and the mega lugs. They kept doing, I forget what they were doing wrong. I'm just like, hey, it'll be easier if you do it this way. And guy was, everybody's looking up at me. They go back to working. I'm like, hey, try that way. Finally, the guy turns around and says, mind your fucking business. And I'm just like, fine. Y'all do it wrong. Do it 3 times. I don't care.
I mean, there's been some times where they're putting it on the sleeve and valve, and they're doing it wrong. I'll just hop down there.
Yeah.
Look, dude, you're not doing it right.
Ricardo did that one time on a job site. He's like, I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna help you out. All right, we're gonna get this busted out. They told him to get out of the hole. Made him mad. I don't think Ricardo gets mad too often.
Ricardo does not get mad too often.
I've gotten him mad one time.
All right, Keith. This one's yours. Working at a water plant, installing a line stop. You set the stop, the ground starts shaking, and water starts flooding out the building. What do you do?
Well, what do I do? Stop everything and leave.
Just back it up.
Call John, let him in.
All right. Yeah.
We've had that happen.
Yeah.
We've had that happen.
That's the actual scenario.
Oh, shit.
The whole we
The
looked at,
freaking bulkhead wall blew out.
yeah.
They had how many pumps they have in that hole? 3?
I don't know.
3-inch pumps?
I just remember we looked in the building and the whole brick wall was like like leaned over, water just going everywhere, and they're just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing.
That's what they were worried about yesterday, because they were asking us when we were putting the valve in, is it shut when we put it in? We told them no, it's open.
Yeah, they always ask
So
that
we don't want
question.
to deadhead our pumps or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. He's like, well, do we need to kill the pressure? I said, no, sir. We all do it under pressure.
Live under pressure. All right, Logan, on a job to do a valve insert. Contractor says, get going. While he walks up on an inspector, comes up and says, what are you doing? Stop. So your contractor is saying,
Get to work.
get to work. Your inspector says, stop. We're not doing this.
Absolutely stop.
Stop.
Every time, yeah. The inspector controls the job.
Yeah.
And except if you get inspectors that say you're only going to put 2 pounds of pressure.
Yeah,
to do your
yeah,
test.
okay. That's like the
You
guy.
got 70 pounds running through the freaking line.
No, hunters.
100
pounds.
whatever. That's
Don't
even
test
worse.
it though, but there's only 100 pounds.
You're going to
running by.
implode the pipe.
No, I say you always listen to the inspector. I've gotten into maybe 2 or 3 arguments with the inspector, but they're always right, and they can shut the job down. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But the contractor pays bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, y'all got anything else to add? That's all I got.
I'm hungry.
You hungry?
Breakfast.
No doubt. No doubt, Logan.
I know. I
I'll go
know.
get you something to
Yeah,
eat.
buddy. I'll get you a biscuit or something, man.
Biscuit. All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Under Pressure After Hours. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace out.
Peace.
Later.